Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy burstzgyt back here, and today we are doing a little bit of a top 3 video of the villains I want to see make it into Dragon Ball the Breakers. Now, I don't know what their whole plan is going forward for the game. There's really not that much information currently, right? If you got an opportunity to play the beta, the closed one, salute to you, because we have nothing else at this point in time. So all it is speculation and just waiting. But I kind of want to start talking about the game. I want to kind of put my head in that space because at some point we have to get something, right? We have to get an update on a public beta at some point, considering there was an update to Steam not that long ago. So anyways, let's get straight into the video. So the first character, if this is DLC, hypothetically, I would like to see make it into Dragon Ball the Breakers. It probably would have to be Baby Vegeta. And I know that's an odd choice, but that's my personal favorite villain. And I know he's not canon, I know, but that's my personal favorite villain in all of Dragon Ball history right now. I don't know why. I have a really weird thing for like evil Vegetas for some reason. But yeah, I think he could work pretty well in this game. I mean, based on the way that I've seen the Cell gameplay specifically, with how he evolves, I think that it could work the same way for Baby in some way. He could start off in his, little form, the baby form. He could evolve by latching on to different humans, obviously growing into more of the teen baby looking form, and then he could eventually latch and become on, Baby Vegeta. However that would work in game. I guess there would have to be a Vegeta NPC somewhere in the map that he has to go to in order to assimilate or whatever and become Baby Vegeta, and then he could start going to Super Baby Vegeta 1, 2, 3, whatever. And I don't know, I think you could just work pretty well, and based on what you can do as a villain, you can destroy parts of the map, different skills. He'd be pretty versatile, and I think he would be very fun to play against, especially with those tracking beams just working in different ways because they bounce back and forth. It would be pretty interesting. The second character, I really think that this one would be shaking up the map quite a bit. And obviously there probably will be different maps, but just the way that I see the layouts, Janemba. Now, obviously he really only has 2 forms, and I guess it would take a lot for him to be able to get into the main form that we all know and love today. But in my opinion, I think that he could start off obviously as his giant form, the big squishy lovable Janemba. And I think it might be a thing where, depending on what the actual patrollers, the people running away, the survivors do against you, there are certain conditions you can meet to probably turn into, Janemba, which would be really interesting considering you'd have to play in the survivor's favor. It potentially could work that way. But there's definitely other ways that you can, think about having him in a game. Because when he turns into his main form, there's obviously the teleportation options, swords, whole different arsenal of things he can do. I honestly want to think about if he would be able to shift the stage in some way as well. Being able to create that needle haystack. Imagine that, right? I have to wonder though, like, going into the game, there's definitely going to be many different ways these villains play, so they're not all going to be cut and dry the same. And I have to think that between Frieza, Cell, and Kid Buu, that are what I assume coming at launch, are all going to be extremely different. So Kid Buu probably won't be Kid Buu when you first play him. He's probably going to be like Fat Buu, and you're going to have to go through certain phases in order to get to Kid Buu and be able to do different moves. Same with Frieza. I would assume he may start off in first form. If he doesn't, that'd be interesting if they start him off at final form and have him go into full power or golden. I'm not sure where they're going to take that because Frieza has pretty different options there, and it depends where how they want to utilize his skills, or if they want to add a whole new Frieza in there in the future. But moving on, because I want to kind of keep the video short, I want Goku Black in here. And this one's going to be kind of weird because usually Goku Black and Zamasu come as a pair. In most content you see, there's usually a Goku Black. Let's say for Dokkan, there's a Goku Black card. He usually will come with Zamasu and one of his supers to do something. FighterZ, he he's in there and doing an attack with the Kamehameha wave, right? And many other different media, he's always kind of there. So here's my thing. If Goku Black were to come, he would be in base form, right? He'd have limited amount of attacks. Obviously, he wouldn't be doing fucking scythe shit or throwing, you know, certain key waves with his energy blades and stuff. He would just have that energy ball and be able to do basic shit. But as you progress, you know, and again, it depends how they would play with survivors and the villains and stuff like that. But it also could work in a way where you take a certain amount of, I don't know, losses or something like that, or the survivors have to do something against you, whatever, and you end up being able to, you know, gain enough energy to become Super Saiyan Rose, right? And then that's not even the kicker. If you do go get into Rose, right, potentially you could have Zamasu being able to do things with you as well, whether that's taking damage for you or being able to help, I don't know, scatter the battlefield and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want to bring it into a point where they might like fuse, because I think that's overdoing it, but it depends how the balancing goes. And that's probably one of the other things when it comes to Dragon Ball the Breakers, from what I've heard and seen in the beta, is the balancing. So what I'm saying here is just total wants over the needs of the game, right? And when I think about it, all I want this game to do is be fun. Dead by Daylight is fun because it has a many different inventory of versatile characters who play very different, and this is really the only game you can compare this to, in my opinion, at this point, because it's probably one of the more hotter games that act like this. So if I make those comparisons, that's why. But yeah, Dead by Daylight has many versatile different perks for different characters, and the characters play vastly different from each other. So I don't know, Dragon Ball the Breakers, it could really be on the verge of being like a really great game. I think people were just a little too, you know, wrapped in their head about it, and they're like, oh, another, you know, scary game or whatever, run away. But it definitely can be fun. I think it just, people need to kind of open up their minds a little bit to it. But yeah, that's kind of my top 3 wants for what I would assume hopefully DLC characters if they don't make it to the, you know, the main game. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Let me know down below, what are you guys hoping for to come in the game, whether that's survivors. I could do another video talking about survivors as well. But yeah, you guys let me know down below, what would you guys like to see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.